have developed the Spontaneous Contemplative Movement and Embodied Intuition. Can you elaborate on that?
I can. Because for me, the most fruitful or enlightening way to go through life is to always listen to the body. And I've spent a lifetime teaching that, and teaching about the wisdom and the knowledge of the body. I developed or created or introduced a kind of movement with the people I work with and with the retreats that I lead, where one stands quietly holding the problem symbolically in your hands or in your mind, or holding it in your consciousness, and then waits and waits and waits until a spontaneous movement begins to occur. And you allow that movement to express itself to its fullest. You breathe, and with your eyes closed, or some people use a mirror to look into their own eyes, you observe yourself and what's occurring. This is without words. It's all symbolic. And where spontaneous contemplative movement takes the individual is into a deeper understanding of her own dilemma and her own process. What it does is it awakens the participant into an understanding that our bodies are a repository for all we've ever experienced, all we ever know. That's literally so. Literally so. And when you allow yourself to form the question, and then to allow the body to begin to express, what happens is, and I've written about this in my book, that you begin to discover what matters most to you in the depths of your being. I say, when an individual doesn't know what matters most to him or her in that most intimate way, then that inevitably will become the matter with you. Because the body is so sweet in wanting to express what our psyches cannot bear. And the psyche is so collaborative, bringing us dreams or slips of the tongue, etc., to express what the body cannot bear. And so it's always this exquisite movement, interactive movement, and the head cannot be separated from the heart, nor can the imagination be separated from the movement, the kinesthetic body. And when we learn, if only for a day or an hour or a week, to drop into that place, then the third thing I teach people, and this is particularly true for male and female, we're a culture that has been shamed into never looking ourself in the eye. We've been taught from birth that the only time we ever look in a mirror is to judge ourselves. And so in addition to spontaneous contemplative movement and the intuitive aspects of the body, I also teach people to use a mirror and look deeply into their own eyes, because what that awakens is a very compassionate and intimate connection with yourself. And at first people can barely stand to do it. They're embarrassed, they feel ashamed. I've even had people get angry with me. But then what occurs is you begin to sense the sweetness of what is the soul in matter. And the feminine and the masculine together begin to manifest in your body with what's mattering in such a deeply meaningful way to the individual alone. It's why metaphors have such potency, because when a metaphor is used that's uniquely right for the listener, it simultaneously, it energizes the body, it interests the mind, it arouses the soul, and it interacts with the heart space in such a way that body, mind, and soul, you get it, even if no one else does. So it's why certain metaphors in our culture just work for us, like you know, my knees turned to water. That was so horrible that my hair stood on end, you know. And no, you weren't standing there with your hair standing on it, but you're expressing mind, body, soul, the whole concept, and looking in the mirror and looking into your own eyes, moving and listening to your body allows your inner life to become the metaphor that expresses you to yourself in ways you never could otherwise.